El Chapo get out of his penitentiary to go see about his knee? No.
Sharing a new statement after the civil case accusing him and Sean Diddy Combs of the teenager.
Big breaking news tonight. For the first time in the history of New York City, a sitting mayor has been indicted.
Diddy Combs speaking out in a new interview with new allegations about wild party.
Watching basically for hours on end in front.
He claims he's being targeted because he's a black man, insisting the charges against him are rooted in systemic racism. But now, newly leaked audio, allegedly capturing a conversation between Diddy, Jay-Z, and Diddy's son has surfaced. And what's being said is just in the clip, Diddy appears to predict a hospital visit before it even happened, raising serious questions about what he knew in advance. Even more shocking are the cryptic references linking Diddy to details in Jay-Z's now dismissed case. The internet is buzzing with speculation. Is this all part of a larger cover-up, or is Diddy trying to rewrite the narrative before it spirals completely out of his control?
From the inside.
He has reached out to a witness, an alleged participant in multiple freak-offs.
Then why overstay his wife? Why ever move into another country?
And he's asking people to intimidate witnesses or pay people off.
Don't be shocked if nobody show up to testify. Don't contact me anymore, Puff. I already got that Houston lawyer breathing down my neck over that 13-year-old girl. If you don't want things to get worse for you, then you need to start answering my phone calls.
The defendant's goal is to blackmail victims and witnesses either into silence or providing testimony helpful to his defense.
New York is having a problem with leaks in the Diddy case, with alleged video of the court hearings already on the internet and leaked phone calls where he's calling witnesses. Things are getting out of control and you won't believe what he says on these calls. Recently, the DA released that Diddy was contacting witnesses from jail and they were saying this is the reason that he shouldn't get bail. He was using other inmates' phone calls, three-way people who would then call the witnesses, and that's who he spoke to over the phone. Also, in a weird turn of events, the DA who brought these charges against Diddy is suddenly resigning from his position during the biggest case of his career, and that is strange. So let's break down this insane phone call that we found online. Legal disclaimer, people, I'm just a guy that reacts to stuff I find on the internet. So as of right now, everything is rumor, gossip, or opinions of others. Everything.
Weeks before it happened, Diddy allegedly told his son he had one final trick up his sleeve, a move that would get him out of jail. Then, on February 2nd, in the dead of night, Diddy was quietly transported to a Brooklyn hospital for an MRI. The timing raised eyebrows, but what came next was even more suspicious. Just 1 week later, the case against Jay-Z was abruptly dismissed. Now, people are asking what exactly happened during that hospital visit. Who did Diddy meet or speak to? And how could that midnight transfer be connected to a case that vanished almost overnight? The questions are piling up, and so are the theories.
Get out of his penitentiary to go see about his knee? No, he had to dig an underground tunnel and leave on a motorcycle to get out of there. So why is Diddy getting raced out in the cover of darkness we keep hearing? Why does he get the cover of darkness? Why does he get taken out because he needs an aspirin? Help me, Dr. Hendricks.
Well, I'll tell you, he can make his physical within 14 days of the arrival at the facility. And I'm sure, based on reports of him having several knee surgeries throughout the years, after being a marathoner back in 2003, in terms of getting him out for an MRI, because I know they'll have that equipment at the institution. And I'll just tell you this, they probably set this appointment up a month, maybe weeks ago, and they set it up
to leave at 1 a.m. in the cover of darkness. Okay, you think that's what they set up, Hendricks? Look, I know you're being loyal to MDC, but can we get real? Leaving MDC because your knee hurts? Have you seen that
Jay-Z is sharing a new statement after the civil case accusing him and Sean Diddy Combs of a teenager was dismissed. The woman who filed the lawsuit back in October accusing Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and Combs of her after an awards show in 2000 when she was 13 years old. Both Carter and Combs have denied any wrongdoing. According to a new court filing, the case was dismissed yesterday after the accuser's withdrawal. In a new statement shared through Rock Nation, Jay-Z wrote that the claim hurt his family and loved ones, writing, quote, "I would not wish this experience on anyone," adding, "The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed. This civil suit was without merit and never.
Just listen to what Diddy allegedly told his son, with full confidence. He said he knew he was going to get out. Not hoped, not guessed, knew it wasn't just a father reassuring his child. It sounded more like a man who already had the playbook in hand. The kind of certainty that makes you wonder, what did he have planned, and who was helping behind the scenes?
Called Just Leak, and it was posted by Social Details. This is allegedly a call that he had, and there's a lot of talk, a lot of code words in there, so we're going to listen to it together. Check it out. Now, this alleged leak call from Diddy in prison was talking about getting rid of pizza boxes. Now, if you know your stuff and you're privy, you know exactly what pizza stands for, and that's probably what they're talking about and referring to on this alleged leak call. Pizza, for those who don't know, I'm going to make it very clean. It has to do with children and selling. Now, in this alleged phone call, he starts talking about someone named Jay. People are speculating that maybe Jay-Z. There's no confirmation. At the same time, he talks about recycling plastic. I don't know what that could mean. If you guys have any idea, comment and let me know. I mean, it seems by the call that he's looking for help. He's saying that a lot of people are quiet, I guess people that are on his side, that he's gonna have the last laugh at the end. And then he goes on to say, don't forget about the list. And we don't know what that list is or what that implies, but this is pretty crazy. Do I think this is legitimate? There is no confirmation yet if this is legitimate or not. This is the alleged.
Did Diddy pressure the victim to drop the case against Jay-Z and himself? That's the question now echoing across the industry. And if he did, who gave the green light for him to leave jail in the middle of the night, especially when prosecutors were already aware he'd been trying to contact witnesses? The timing is suspicious, and it gets worse. Diddy's call records reportedly show repeated attempts to reach out to victims, even while under investigation. So how was someone considered this higher risk allowed to walk into a hospital unsupervised? Who signed off on it, and what really happened during that midnight visit?
The second case against Sean Diddy Combs, prosecutors now claiming that from behind bars, Combs has been trying to reach out to victims and possible witnesses, and ABC's Phil Lipoff is here now with this story. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Gio. Diddy's lawyer is trying for a third time to get him out on bail, but this time, the prosecution telling the judge about attempts they say the rap mogul made from behind bars to influence everyone from potential jury to alleged victims. This morning, prosecutors leveling new accusations against Sean Diddy Combs, saying he poses a serious risk of danger even from behind bars as he awaits trial. In a court filing late Friday, prosecutors detailing the steps they say Combs is taking while locked up to reach out to prospective witnesses and influence public opinion to affect potential jurors.
Accusations within the prosecution's motion to deny bail are very serious and will be considered very heavily by the judge, because the judge is going to want to ensure that he is not influencing witnesses and or contacting anyone to influence a trial in any way.
Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering, transportation to engage in prostitution, and sex trafficking. He denies any wrongdoing. The government now asking a judge not to grant Combs' third request for bail, in which the music mogul offers a $50 million bail package, citing new evidence. And
undercover footage allegedly captured associates of Diddy trying to bribe witnesses to lie, even going as far as impersonating FBI agents and flashing fake badges. That's a federal crime, and it was all caught on tape. Yet despite this explosive evidence, the case against Jay-Z was still dismissed. So the question is, who's pulling the strings? Could Diddy's rumored connections to powerful figures, including the mayor of New York, be influencing the outcome? The deeper you look, the more this feels less like justice and more like a cover-up.
A Texas man is claiming Jay-Z's lawyers are bribing people to sue Busby and his law firm. This 13-page lawsuit was filed on January 3rd in Harris County, Texas, and the plaintiff in the filing is being represented by none other than Busby's law firm, who filed the suit on his behalf. Now, Jose Maldonado, who is the plaintiff in this suit, is suing Jay-Z's attorneys and his company Rock Nation, but not Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z himself. According to the lawsuit, the defendants in this suit are Marcy Bryan Croft, her for law firm MJ Legal, Rock Nation, and the law firm who is representing Jay-Z, Quinn Emanuel Urquhart and Sullivan. They allege the defendants conspired to obstruct justice by engaging in shadowy operatives to illegally get more than 24 current and former clients of Busby Law Firm to turn around and sue them. The suit claims Rock Nation is financing this alleged effort, while attorneys Marcy Croft and the law firm Quinn Emanuel are orchestrating this whole thing. According to the suit, the defendants' agents were pretending to work for the state of Texas and allegedly flashed fake badges.
If he was a part of that, how did he get the key to the city? That's crazy to me. If he was in incidents and everything around the city that wasn't favorable, how did he get key to the city? So now you got to realize, if they had the mayor under investigation since 2014, Diddy was in investigation around 2011, 9 or 11, something like that. They say either 9 or 11. One of those people are responsible for the feds looking out after one, or either Diddy responsible, his interaction with the mayor, or the mayor interaction with Diddy may have caused feds to be looking at both of them in some form or fashion. I don't know which one was first. Was it Diddy interaction with the mayor, or the mayor interaction with Diddy? Which one did the Fed have under surveillance first? And I think
Diddy recently lost a $100 million case, strikingly close to the same time Mayor Eric Adams was indicted. The timing alone has people asking serious questions. Both men, reportedly close friends, found themselves under legal fire almost simultaneously. Is that really just a coincidence? Even more eye-browsing, despite knowing that Diddy was under investigation, Mayor Adams still gave him the key to the city. Was that just a symbolic gesture, or a strategic move to help whitewash Diddy's public image while the walls were closing in? The overlap is too big to ignore, and the truth might be deeper than anyone expected.
For the first time in the history of New York City, a sitting mayor has been indicted for crimes. ABC News reporting that Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted by a federal grand jury. We do not know yet the exact charges. Federal authorities have been investigating Adams and members of his staff, issuing subpoenas, documents, and cell phones. Several members of administration have resigned, some of them also friends of Mayor Adams. Again, Eric Adams, the 110th mayor of New York, has been indicted by a federal grand jury. We'll have the latest online and tonight on Eyewitness News at 11.
New at 5, the legal troubles continue for Sean Diddy Combs tonight after a judge ordered the music mogul to pay $100 million to a Michigan man who says that he was sexually assaulted by Combs in '97.
According to court documents, Derek Cardello Smith says Combs drugged and then assaulted him during an after party at a Holiday Inn in Detroit. But Combs never responded to the lawsuit in court. On Monday, the judge ordered him to pay $10 million each month starting in October. The victim is currently behind bars serving a 75-year prison sentence for criminal sexual conduct.
A new NBC News documentary has just dropped, and it's sending shockwaves through the industry, featuring first-hand testimonies from people closest to Diddy. The film includes accounts from his personal assistant, longtime friends, and former employees, all claiming they witnessed him engage in acts of sexual assault. One of the most disturbing testimonies comes from Philip Hines, who served as Diddy's senior executive assistant from 2019 to 2021. Hines alleges that Diddy pressured him into sexual acts as a twisted form of loyalty testing. In one chilling incident, Diddy reportedly grabbed Hines by the shoulders, gave him a massage, and then pushed him toward a woman on a couch, handing him a condom and urging him to have sex. These new revelations aren't just disturbing, they may be the most damning evidence yet in a growing mountain of accusations.
Lavish, drug-fueled nights called Wild King Nights. So this 32-page lawsuit, which was reviewed by multiple outlets including Rolling Stone, was apparently filed in Los Angeles by a man named Philip Hines, who says he worked for Diddy from 2019 to 2021. So actually more recent than some other suits we've seen against Sean Combs that have been in the early 2000s or even the 90s. But according to reporting in the suit, Hines is alleging a few different things here. Now, before we even get into it, and there is a lot to get into, you might be wondering, what the heck does that name mean? What are we talking about when we said Wild King Nights? Well, part of this lawsuit alleges that Hines had to prove his loyalty to Sean Combs, who was dubbed the King, by performing sex acts, hence the name Wild King Nights. The suit even reportedly says that Pines was treated, quote, like an animal playing fetch in order to prove his loyalty.
A former assistant to Sean Diddy Combs speaking out in a new interview with new allegations about wild parties and drug use. Eva Pilgrim is here with the story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Michael. At this point, we've all probably heard about these infamous parties. Diddy's assistant now giving us details about what he says were called Wild King Nights.
This morning, new details allegedly inside Diddy's world before his shocking arrest. The entertainment mogul now behind bars for federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges.
He can do whatever he wanted, and we were just at his disposal.
Phil Pines was Diddy's senior executive assistant from 2019 to 2021. He says his then boss asked him to purchase supplies for parties dubbed Wild King Nights.
We usually had a laundry list of items that included lights, alcohol, marijuana, ketamine. Well, those requests started to become more frequent.
Pines claims many of these parties involved younger women.
A lot of times you would have him with a younger female. There's a power dynamic. A more impressionable girl is easier to...
Diddy has officially fired back, announcing a $100 million lawsuit against NBC Universal over their explosive documentary, Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. According to court filings obtained by *E, News * on February 12, the Bad Boy Records founder, currently jailed on sex trafficking and racketeering charge, accuses NBC of defamation. He claims the network maliciously and recklessly aired accusations of crimes like serial murder and the sexual assault of minors, all without solid evidence. Diddy argues that the documentary was designed to exploit public fascination with scandal, disregarding both the truth and his right to a fair trial. Critics say the lawsuit is just another attempt to silence victims and suppress damaging information. It might also explain the delay of 50 Cent's competing documentary, which is rumored to dig even deeper. Despite Diddy's legal retaliation, prosecutors have confirmed that the now infamous Freakoff tapes will be shown in court. These tapes, submitted during discovery, have already been previewed before a grand jury in a separate case. Reportedly, they were handed over to the FBI by Courtney Burgess, a close friend of the late Kim Porter. With this evidence looming, Diddy's lawsuit might be too little, too late.
And the jury sits. Will they be shown these tapes?
100%.
Will they have to watch it in court? Like during
100% in court in front of a room of people. And so that's the other thing that's awful. They are going to be watching basically for hours on end in front of people. So in front of victim one, whoever it may be, there's going to be porno played in the federal courtroom.
And victim one would have been made aware of this.
Oh, 100%. She's probably being told right now, like, this is going to be played in open court. Your sex history, your sex life is going to be talked about in open court. All of this.
And presumably then she knows that and she's pushing forward because she hasn't withdrawn.
Don't forget this. It doesn't matter if she does or she doesn't. This isn't a civil case. This is the criminal case. So she could flat out tell the federal government, I don't want to participate. And they can say, we don't care. This is a crime. Crimes are against the United States, not against them. Keep calling her victim one, but don't forget, she's a witness to a crime. So it doesn't matter if she went to them in today and said, I'm not participating. Their response, we don't care.
Tupac's ex-girlfriend, Desiree Smith, made a jaw-dropping claim during an episode of The Art of Dialogue, shedding even more light on the dark allegations surrounding Diddy. Smith revealed that she personally knows victims who were allegedly raped by the music mogul and claims one of them was assaulted as revenge for accidentally walking in on him. According to Smith, Diddy drugged the woman and then sexually assaulted her while one of his security guards stood by and did nothing. The story is deeply disturbing and adds to a growing list of accusations that paint a chilling picture of abuse, control, and silence within Diddy's inner circle.
I know a lot of people that know him. I met one of his old security guards and I've been to the tea about him. Weird shit, liking strap-ons. I met this girl one time that did a photo shoot for him. Nice young lady from Canada. And me and her ended up going on vacation together. And a few months later, and she told me something that she saw go down at his house in the Hamptons. And then a few months later, she told me that she went hanging out with like his bodyguard and his entourage, and somebody drugged her and she doesn't know what happened. So none of this is alarming. And then she went back to Canada.
And how long ago was this? Was this
Oh.
in the 90s?
This was in the 2000s, maybe, maybe like around 2004, 2000, somewhere around there.
Despite everything that has come to light, including the disturbing video of Diddy violently assaulting Cassie, there are still people in his inner circle who continue to stand by him. Whether out of loyalty, fear, or self-interest, some close associates remain silent or publicly support him, even as the evidence piles up. Their continued backing raises serious questions about complicity, power, and the lengths people will go to protect a legacy that's rapidly crumbling.
Kissing each other, getting sucked, pussy getting ate. I've seen all that. That's typical though. So I don't understand how freak-offs can be a crime when everybody just gonna be f***ing on each other anyway. A bunch of rich people snorting coke and f***ing on each other and drunk. If that's a freak-off, then I like to go back to it. I like to go back to a freak-off. I like them celebrity bitches. And that's the fun thing about the freak-offs. My time when I was there, it was like celebrities was f***ing each other. Like all the movie stars and all the actresses was f***ing like it was nothing. They was on that powder heavy, but they was, hey, how you doing? Was down with you. Oh yeah. That's how I was. So I liked the freak-offs, so I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but it was fun to me when I was young and I was there. It was fun to me. I was a kid in the candy store, looking at all these actresses that you grow up watching, you heard me, and these sucking and throwing powder and all types.
Now, Diddy is claiming the charges against him are racially motivated, arguing that he's being targeted solely because he's a successful black man. He insists jealousy and bias are driving the case, not justice. His legal team has even filed a motion to have the charges dismissed, citing racial discrimination as the basis. The move has sparked intense debate. Is this a valid defense or a desperate attempt to deflect from the mounting evidence against him?